in-laws need to stay in in-laws' place. I think in-laws need to stay in an in-laws' place. And if either of you guys, every time something happens in a relationship, you're running to your in-laws, you're running to your friends, you're running to whoever, that's the reason they know so much, and that's why they have an input, because they feel like they can give an input, because now you've given them all this information about your partner. Hello guys, and welcome back to another episode of Am I the Asshole? Have y'all been loving the series? Have y'all been watching the series? Let me know who you think is the biggest asshole in today's story. If you think anybody is the asshole in today's stories, let me know down below. The first question, am I the asshole for not paying child support? Just by the title, I would say yes, but I need context, so I'm gonna go ahead and read the story. Okay, so basically my now ex and I we're expecting a child, but she miscarried at 8 months. That was 6 months ago. We broke up when she was 3 months along, but agreed that we'd co-parent. After it happened, I sent her some gifts and a heartfelt text to let her know I was sorry about what happened and that I cared. She sent back a thank you, and that was the last thing I heard from her in 6 months. Next thing I know, she's blowing up my phone asking me where the child support money is. I was like, WTF? You mean child support? We don't have a child. She goes on to tell me that she's struggling mentally from the miscarriage and has been needing therapy and rehab and can't afford any of those things. Since all that came from a baby that I helped create, that I technically needed to pay her $3,000 a month for all the months she carried a baby. I said that was BS. And I would not be doing that, and she said she would take me to court. I have a good job and make good money. Yes, I could fork over $24,000, but I just feel like I'm being used because I never heard of anyone paying child support to a child that is no longer living. No, I think this baby mother or this ex-girlfriend, whatever you want to call it, I think she is delusional. For one, let's start there. I think she's delusional. She wants child support for a baby that is no longer alive. And while it is a sad case that she miscarried and she lost the baby, you broke up before that even happened. And you said after she miscarried, you sent her a message and you sent her gifts letting her know you were sorry and that you still care or whatever the case might be. But you guys broke up way before then. So I think she's delusional, and I think she's unreasonable for wanting you to pay child support for what? What exactly? Child support is for a child, right? That's why you pay child support, to maintain the wellness of a child. No, there is no child, so what are you paying child support for? No, I don't think you're the asshole. She needs to get with the program and get lost. I'm sorry for what happened. You need to get with it. Next story. Am I the asshole for wanting to be forgiven for being an alcoholic? I had to make a different account because it's too embarrassing. I can't believe I'm doing this, but it's either this or nicotine. Okay. My girlfriend broke up with me when our son was 11 and daughters were 7 and 3, I think. First of all, how do you not know the ages of your children? The alcohol is eating away your brain and you need to get it together. Immediately, expeditiously. She mostly did it because I was an alcoholic. I still can't remember anything from those days. Yeah, because the alcohol, again, is eating away at your brain cells and you can't function. I get why she left you. Anywho, I know I effed up because I traumatized them. My kids have forgiven me and my son told me he doesn't blame me for anything, even though I know he hated me for, oh my God, it's so explicit. Hated me for so much when he was younger, but it's strange because he doesn't hate me anymore, like at all. I can see it in his eyes and the way he talks to me. He even came out to me last year, and now we call and text all the time. My daughters have also forgiven me, but they would stay with their grandparents when I was very drunk. So they only had to see me when I was somewhat sober. But I'm sure they've seen enough. Their personality is just like their brother, so they're very forgiving. But my girlfriend hasn't forgiven me. I really love her and I want to marry her. But I'm not sure she's going to ever forgive me for all that I put her through. And I think it's a little bit unreasonable. I've changed and I've proved to her that I've changed for 2 years now. I want her to give me a second chance, but she doesn't want to for some reason. Because you've traumatized her. That's why she doesn't want to give you a second chance. You've traumatized her. How long have y'all been together? I'm guessing a long time. You have an 11-year-old son and two daughters that's 7 and 3. You guys have been together over 2 decades. Over a decade. That is a long time. I don't think you're an asshole for wanting to be forgiven for being an alcoholic, but I also think you are unreasonable for wanting her to just let go of all you're putting her through and let go of the fact that she was the one taking care of your 3 kids, and every time you were drunk, they had to go stay with their grandparents because for whatever reason you were always drunk and you can't function. You are not a functioning drunk. You need to get yourself together, pull your big boy panties up, and get with it. I think you're the asshole for wanting to be forgiven. Or not even for wanting to be forgiven, for being unreasonable and thinking that she's supposed to just let go of all the trauma that you put her through. I think you need to get it together, sir. Whatever your name is. This is wild. This is wild. Yeah. The trauma and the pain that you put these children through. Please. Next story. Am I the asshole for telling my husband's family that I make more money, therefore where we live is my decision? Yeah. Plain and simple. Yeah. This before I even read the story, but yeah, because I think where you're living, especially while you're in a relationship, right? So the two of you are going to be living there. I think it should be a mutual decision whether or not who is bringing more money into the relationship and who is going to be, the financial breadwinner, whatever the case might be. If the two of you are going to be living there, it needs to be a mutual decision. That is my opinion and that is my take. I don't care. Context. I am an engineer and I make decent money for a family of 3. My husband works in a call center and makes an average income. I cover the large bills, childcare expenses, home expenses, i.e. food items, from wear and tear, clothing, etc. I am the person he relies on when he's short on cash or rent. I pay 60%, he covers 40%. Recently, we've moved to another suburb that is over an hour from his family. In parentheses, mother and 2 older sisters. Now I'm closer to my work. In the past, I would have to drive over an hour with my toddler in the car to work and daycare. I am responsible for pickups and drop-offs while working full-time. It became super stressful with traffic and a screaming toddler. His family said I'm selfish for taking their son/brother and grandchild away from them. First of all, it's not their business. Again, I think in-laws need to stay in in-laws' place. I think in-laws need to stay in an in-laws' place. And if either of you guys, every time something happens in a relationship, you're running to your in-laws, you're running to your friends, you're running to whoever, that's the reason they know so much and that's why they have an input, because they feel like they can give an input because now you've given them all this information about your partner and all the information about what is going on in your relationship. So now they feel like, yeah, I can say whatever I want to say. We previously lived closer to them and because they said they could help out with our toddler, but that never happened because we live 15 minutes from their home, which was too far. We had to be within a 5 kilometer radius. I told them that I'm the one providing for this family and I make more money. Now they said I'm a what? Gloating. I'm gloating and breaking their family. Am I the asshole? No and yes. No, you're not the asshole for wanting consideration, being that you have to drive over an hour to your job and also you are responsible for pickups and drop-offs. I think you guys can meet in the middle and find a place to live where you're either driving 30 minutes or less than an hour to work for both of you guys. I don't think it's fair for you to be driving over an hour and him to be driving over an hour. I don't think that's fair. But I do think you're an asshole when it comes to you wanting to choose where you guys live, when it should be a mutual decision because both of you guys are going to be living there. I think you're an asshole for that part, if you get what I'm saying. Yeah, because now if you pick out somewhere where you didn't fill him in on the decision and he doesn't like it, then he's going to now resent you for that. So I think you need to reel it back in and have a discussion. Last story. My husband wanted a divorce until he lost his job. Am I the asshole for following through with the filing? Oi. Okay. My husband, 34 male, and I, 38 female, have been married for 6 years, together for 9. We've had our ups and downs, but the biggest down is how he speaks to me. I just had our son 1 year ago. When I was 10 months postpartum, he was telling me I am fat and lazy and that all I do is take care of the baby and work. I beg your pardon? I beg your pardon. I beg your freaking pardon. How dare you? How dare you have something to say after your wife just gave birth? How dare you? How dare you? Wow. No, matter of fact, before I even read the rest of the story, you know you're not the asshole for filing that, going through with the filing of the divorce. Sign the papers. File it. I tell you, one thing about men, they will have an audacity. They will have the audacity. They don't care. And I still had baby weight on navigating new routines, work, and caring for a baby and 4 other children while working 40 hours a week. On my birthday, he demanded that I not leave the house or he would divorce me. What kind of relationship this? No, seriously, what kind of relationship? What you mean? What do you mean? Just so happened my daughter had an appointment at UCLA for her teeth the morning of my birthday, so I took her. Needless to say, he didn't even say hello to me and slept in his game room. He's a child. Yeah, he's a child. He's a toddler. He's the toddler. He has been sleeping there since. It's been 2 months. He told everyone he was divorcing me, spoke to an attorney and everything before even telling me he wanted a divorce. He told me I was not the prize. I'm almost 40 and I have 4 kids, 3 who are minors. He said he's the prize. Yeah, he's a toddler. He's a little girl. What do you mean he's the prize? He's in his prime and makes good money, and any woman would love to be in my shoes and take care of his kids. He even went as far as inviting his baby mother into the house to visit while I was out. Fast forward, he loses his job, yes, because them say when you're up on a high horse, you must take your time because you might fall off and see him drop off of the high horse, yeah? Yeah, he was on the high horse talking about you and talking about how somebody else would love to be in your place because him have a good job and he make good money and him drop off of the high horse. No, I know him want you to take him back and not go ahead and file for the divorce. Yes, he turned around how the tables have turned. Fast forward, he loses his job and telling me to wait to move. He then started talking nicer to me and acting different than before. I told him I was still moving out and going forward with separating because his actions did not align with someone who wanted to be with me as a good gal. It feels more like I'm his only option at the moment. No, he's going around saying I'm a gold. What gold is she digging if you don't have a job? What gold is she digging? First of all, to be a gold digger, there has to be some gold to be dug. What? And leaves as soon as he loses his job. That don't make any sense because if she was a gold digger, then she would stay around regardless, right? No? Oh, okay. He's saying he want to try and make it work, but I am the one that's choosing to leave to all his family and friends. So am I the asshole for following through with what he initiated, even after he lost his job? No. Pack up your things and get the hell out of Dodge. Get the hell out. Is he crazy? You're fat. You're lazy. You have to take care of your 4 children. 4 children and 3 are minors, toddlers. Girl, pack up your things and exit stage left yesterday. He's crazy. He's out of his rabbit ass toddler mind. Yeah. And that if you leave the house on your birthday, that he's gonna divorce you? What kind of man is that? What kind of relationship is that? And you want me to stay? Ladies, have some self-respect and have some standard. Don't let these men treat you less than what you're worth. Pack up your shit and exit. There's plenty of fish in the sea and you will find better. Go find what you are worth. Don't let these men talk to you like that. This is insane. Anywho, I know this was a short one, so let me know how you guys like it and let me know what you guys think in the comments about these stories, because the last one kind of ticked my nerve a little bit, if you can see. Because John is out of his mind. Insane. But let me know what you guys think and let me know if you're still loving this series. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Leave a comment down below and stay tuned for the next one. Bye, guys.